Step out of your comfort zone and in to the sanctuary.
I just see the curtains move upstairs. In that room, the curtains have just twitched.
I just feel he shook her like a rag doll.
As I came around that corner there, I didn't see anything, but it was like there was a man there.
I just think the poor girl died in there.
It's an old woman, this little old woman, and she's been chased, trapped, cornered, I don't know.
Somebody whispered in my ear then, stay away, stay away.
For all the will in the world, it looks like the kind of building that you'd cook children in a Hansel and Gretel story. It's horrible.
We're approaching the part where we can't actually go any further.
So he told me to stay away. He said it was his. He said stay away.
I just don't like being trapped.
Open your mind to a world where you can find acceptance or rejection, advice and closure, freedom and desire, where you can talk and anything goes. Sanctuary.
Well, it's been 2 months since our last Fright Night back in Halloween, and for Christmas we decided to do another one. Now, if you've never heard our Fright Nights before, it's basically a sort of investigation into the paranormal. Now, we visit supposedly haunted places around the Midlands and we see what, if anything, happens. In the past, we've visited places like Drayton Manor, the Galleries of Justice in Nottingham, Derby Jail, Shalmsbury Hall and the Creaky Cauldron in Stratford-upon-Avon. And tonight we're going to take you with us to one of the most haunted destinations in the Midlands. Now, joining us on our special festive Fright Night, we had Dave Matthews, the Sanctuary's resident psychic, Andy, our paranormal investigator, and skeptic, the lovely Laura from the Sanctuary, producer Dino also joined us there, and our new psychic friend, Carol Lyle from Tamworth. Now, if while you're listening tonight anything out of the ordinary happens, or if you pick up any noises that you don't think that we have picked up on, anything at all, then let us know. Give us a call 0330 6600 111, or you can text on 87867.
The Sanctuary.
Now, tonight's show is purely for entertainment purposes. We don't claim to have proof of actual haunting, and we merely present this for you to sit back and enjoy. It's another Sanctuary Fright Night. We have arrived at tonight's destination, which I know that we've kept you in the dark about, but we can tell you now it is Dudley Castle. We've got the normal crowd with us. I'll introduce everybody as and when we go around, but we've got Dave here.
Good evening. Hello.
Hello, Dave. Mr. David Matthews. So, how are you feeling at this time then?
I'm quite excited. I'm being drawn already to the gateway and the tower, and I want to go up there a little bit later.
I think at this opportunity we'll introduce Carol, who's a new psychic. Now, is that how you do you have a particular label? I've labelled people before, and they're all different. So, what is your role? What is your title, Carol?
I just class myself as a medium.
Okay. And so Carol's joining us tonight to see what we can find here at Dudley Castle, and we're having a wander around the grounds. And are you picking anything up, Carol?
Yeah, I'm not sure where we're about to go, but I'm suddenly getting my head starting to go, and I feel quite as though we're going into something that's quite depressive or something that's not quite right. So we're yet to find out.
Oh, well, we'll enter in and see whatever that may be then.
So where are we at the moment? We're in the museum, and we're literally going to go into the darkness, so who knows what we shall find as we go around.
We're immediately, geographically, below the Great Hall here at Dudley Castle now. All right.
Can you see her, David? There's a little girl here.
Yes.
Yeah, she's around my feet. She's just here. As soon as I came in, she grabbed my hand.
Can you describe the little girl, Carol?
I can't see her, but I just suddenly felt very cold spots, but somebody grabbed my hand, and that's why I turned around. I thought it was Steve at first, but I know there's a child here. Definitely, there's a child.
Okay, and Dave, you can pick up something. Would you say it's a child as well, or is?
I think there is a child in the room. I've got a bit of a peculiar sense at the moment about something else that's going on in the room that I want to wait and see as we go in a little bit further in before I say anything. But yes, there's definitely a little girl here.
Okay, well, let's go further in and see if the little girl follows us into the museum.
So what room is this?
This was an undercroft directly below the Great Hall here at the castle. They would have stored everything from weapons to food, all sorts of different things down here over the centuries.
And how do you feel in here, Dave?
It's a little bit strange, actually. Obviously, I know it's was a storeroom, and I know it's part of the museum. There's links to what I said earlier. There's a bit of hustle and bustle going around, but I'm more intrigued about a woman at the moment. She doesn't belong here, or not belong here anyway. I think she's upstairs, and I'm more interested in her. She's it's quite disapproving, actually. It's a little bit bizarre, and I can't really explain it because I've got the sense that she belongs upstairs, but I've also got a sense that she was kept down here somewhere. I'm struggling with it time period, but it feels to me like there's a bit of a battle going on with regard to. It feels Civil War-ish. I mean, I've got to be a little bit vague at the moment because I can't quite put my finger on it. She belongs upstairs. She shouldn't be here. She's disapproving a bit of why we're here, but I don't know why. So it's a bit strange. I want to see what happens. I think we need to see what we can pick up from her, I think.
Okay, there seems to be some activity that's going on.
Guys, what's going on over here? So
We've got Andy that's going around. What is this, Andy? It's an EMF meter, isn't
We're
it?
back on the EMF meter, and we've literally spiked and dropped to 100, but we've also had already, Steve, a very interesting photograph taken.
Steve is Carol's
husband. Oh, and what is
There's
that?
the torchlight. I thought it might be a reflection from the torch, but this is an orb coming straight through. Who's standing there? Is that David?
Yeah, that's
guide.
David, our guide, that's standing there. So it's kind of like just
It's come from the top.
Right.
It's going straight through.
right. Okay. And are you sensing anything in here, Carol? I mean, has the little girl
swaying.
followed you?
No,
Or?
no, but I feel like I'm swaying.
It does feel as if you're swaying. You know, you were
like
saying
I'm
that, Carol.
swaying.
I feel the same sort of like feeling myself in here. It just seems it's a very odd feeling. Is anybody else feeling this, or is it just?
It feels like you're on a boat.
Yeah.
It does.
It feels like you're on a boat.
Yeah.
that
There's
and
a lot
it's-
of movement in the room.
Yeah. Laura, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. I don't feel the swaying, but it does feel like the room's on a bit of a slant. I don't feel like it's moving, but it doesn't feel like it's flat, if you know what I mean.
Is this somewhere that you feel that we should return to later on?
I'm going to say probably not, actually, because although there's stuff going on here, and I feel that as we go on and go through, there's going to be more. And I think that the reason it's confusing here is that this is almost like a through. People came in here and went out of here, and it wasn't a lot that happened here, and that's why I think it's a bit confused.
Right, okay.
So although we might pick up things, I don't think that this will be anywhere nearly as active as other places.
From when you arrived, is there anywhere, both Dave and Carol now, that you feel that we should go? Because for myself, I think that I feel the need to go up that tower.
No.
It just seems to be like, right...
I did just hear a click. Not a camera. Nobody was taking a photo either. There's a definite click or like a tut.
Whereabouts, though?
Just over here. Just in
I-
between Caroline and Dave.
I think it's the woman. I do think it's the woman. She's. I can't tell you who she is at the moment. I can see her. Okay, she's got keys, but she was held captive. She died here, but I can't. There's something about her story that I'm getting at the moment that just doesn't make sense, and I don't want to go into more detail, but it's like she was both in charge at one stage and then she wasn't in charge. Somebody else came in, took over, and she was kept here, and then she died here. I don't think she's very approving of us doing this. We shouldn't be here.
Again, I don't know if it's just me or not, but it does seem to have got colder in here.
Yeah. The interesting thing is the heating is actually on 22 degrees at the moment.
Really?
It is actually on at the moment.
22 degrees.
Yeah.
This is never 22 degrees. Oh, Carol's hands are cold. Shall we depart this room, and then if we need to come back later?
I want to go in. There's something bad in here.
My headache's going from.
Is your headache getting worse?
Yeah. Oh.
And what does so a headache signifies what to you, Carol?
Sometimes when I'm picking up things that are not nice or depressive, or somebody's been killed.
Tut again on the audio.
There's something not nice in here.
Still to come on the Sanctuary's festive Fright Night.
You know you bring me along on these because you feel I can give you a lot of protection.
Yeah.
It's just a very, very oppressive, nasty feeling. I just can't protect anyone. I'm finding it difficult enough to look after myself.
The Sanctuary. Call 0330 6600 1. Step out of your comfort zone and in to the Sanctuary.
It's the Sanctuary's festive Fright Night, where we took a team along to one of the most haunted places in the West Midlands, Dudley Castle. Now, we'd started our journey by touring the castle's museum and underground area, and already our psychics Dave and Carol had picked up on the presence of a little girl and also the spirit of a strange woman who'd been held against her will under the castle.
Guys who've got torches, make sure you point them to the floor so the others can see.
This is not 22 degrees.
The furnace is definitely stoked out, but I tell you, it drops very, very rapidly at times.
So what is this bit that we're in now?
We're in the central part of the museum now. We're directly below the Great Hall now. Above our heads, it used to be where the wooden floor would have been for the Great Hall. And literally, this would have been all storage through here.
Right.
Can I just say it's absolutely bizarre walking through here with tinsely Christmassy things that just don't belong here when it should be meat and food, and it's a completely bizarre feeling that it's just not right. Obviously, I know you said the Christmas grotto is here, but it feels so wrong.
It's alien, really.
It is. It's really strange.
Dave, come down here. This feels just this feels like you just do not want to.
It's depressing.
Oh, Dave.
Oh, it's so cold in here. You feel that? Obviously, now there's something bad in here.
Yeah.
There's something bad in here.
My headache's going from.
Is your headache getting worse?
Sometimes when I'm picking up things that are not nice or depressive, or somebody's been killed.
Tut again on the audio.
There's something not nice in here.
Where
It's
is
not.
this?
This is the oldest part. It dates back to around the 1200s, so we're right down in the cellars now.
Without moving the camera, can you put the camera back where it was a moment ago, and can you retake a photograph, please?
Not the
You've
camera.
got orbs above your head now.
Right, okay. There is something that was lit by your camera flash.
There's another tut.
Here, right
behind?
here, right by
No,
you.
yeah, it's just it was
It's here.
around here. It's the same noise that was in the Zodiac room.
When the flash was taken, there was a face right here, right in the centre. Can somebody stand over there and take a photograph again?
3, 2, 1.
It's right there. It's right where you are, and it's cold right here.
Musty things.
Carol's smelling herbs, and so obviously it's musty in here anyway. But she's smelling herbs, and can you smell anything,
Horrible,
Dave?
funny smell. It's like, it's quite a sickly. Can you smell it, Dave?
It's actually it's like,
See, I can't smell any-
I want to say it's like off meat.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
it's
stench.
Yes, it's not a nice smell. The herbs are disguising it, but it's not. Do you know it's a plague smell? I want to say it's a plague smell, and it's really strong.
I can really smell it. Really, really. It's quite.
We've mentioned before, and if anyone, if this is the first time that they've heard of Fright Night, we have said before that hauntings don't just manifest in orbs and in seeing things. It's also touch, smell. It's all the senses, isn't it?
Absolutely, all of the senses will work in unison on any kind of paranormal investigation. And with something like this, especially when we're in darkness like this, then your other senses are heightened, so you will feel touch, you will smell things that maybe you wouldn't notice otherwise. If you're walking through somewhere with all the lights on, you might just go, oh, it smells a bit damp. But when you can't see, then your nose will go into overdrive and you'll smell things that are there that you wouldn't necessarily otherwise realise. It's the smell of death.
Yeah, it is. It's horrible.
And how are you both feeling?
I feel sick, to be honest.
I've just said I feel quite sick. My head is really hurting. Really hurting.
I know we said that it was moving in the other room, but I feel much more unstable here.
You see, I feel quite
Cold,
firm here.
It's cold again from there, coming
is
past
cold.
you, Dean. But see, I don't feel stable here at all. I feel really uneasy, but my stomach is really. Obviously, I'm not actually going to be sick, but I can feel that I'm going to be sick. It's not pleasant at all.
Does that go anywhere down there?
Yep.
Because there's a woman just gone straight through there.
Sorry, I've got a bit of a religious thing. As we walk through, I'm going to say he's a monk. I'm not sure whether he is or not, but there's a monk. He's got a black robe on. He's dressed in black. What's bizarre, is a few steps back here feels very different to when you come through here. We've come through a very low archway, and this feels completely different. It is a completely different temperature in here. It feels very different to the area that we've just come out of. Over there, I felt nauseous. I wasn't happy. This is a different sort of unhappiness here. Well, that sounds a stupid thing to say, but it is. It's a different unhappiness here, and I've got a real urge to kneel and to genuflect, and it's a.
What was that?
Somebody's just threw something at us. There's a woman in here as well.
Whereabouts is she, Carol?
I don't know. I seen her when we were up there. She just was like, she sort of went,
There's something else back there.
This is basically the housekeeper's pantry.
Oh.
Behind you.
Right.
So you said you saw a woman, didn't you, with a bunch of keys?
I saw a woman with a bunch of keys.
But not. You're not sensing her in here.
Earlier, somebody definitely walked past.
There's a woman over there.
Can somebody
She's definitely over
Can
there.
somebody take pictures over here?
I know this is going to sound really daft, but I think she's a bit mad. Because
We have actually had photos taken of this woman. We had one sent to us last year at Dudley Castle for verification, and she was literally stood.
yeah,
at the
she's
top of
over
the
there.
ramp
But when we come, she's like a child. She was running up and down like a mad woman. That's the only way I can say it. And but she's over there, definitely.
Obviously, it's a stone or brick ceiling.
Yeah.
Could that have been something that fell off the ceiling earlier?
Possibly.
Okay.
It's not. You can't rule it out completely, but.
Should we walk up here? See if we can.
And just
Is
as
this
a,
woman still here, Carol?
No, I can't see her now. She's gone.
There's something behind me. I just heard something behind me. It's just like a noise.
She's definitely run up there. When David was talking about, she was sort of bobbing backwards and forwards.
There's something down. Is this a tunnel or is it?
It carries on right round to the right, and it goes into another room.
Could there be, David? Because there's like a breeze coming through here. Is that possible? Is there?
It's unlikely, considering the door at the other end is locked currently.
Right.
So.
there's not
Did
an
you feel
absolute
that?
draft
It's like a
coming
breeze, a
through.
draft, isn't it?
Absolute draft.
Cold here.
Dean, there's something in here. Did you hear that?
Yeah, something.
Something's fell. I think something just fell.
That's another piece of glass.
So it is glass.
There's glass from somewhere.
That's coming down. There's nothing in here that it could have dropped from. The windows are
Can we
intact.
point the torches up?
This is what I picked up earlier on in the other room. That's what I stood on.
Right.
Was that glass there, which I put in my pocket?
It's not from the window there, is it?
No. And there's something. If we can all just be quiet, there is something clicking in here.
Can I just say that I think what's bizarre is there's quite a few of us here as we're walking around, and what I'm very conscious of, which is why I was hanging around at the back, is that actually we're being followed around.
By who?
The woman that I had in the Zodiac room, the one who's disapproving, the one who isn't terribly happy with us being here, is following us around.
Something there.
Can you feel anything up there, Carol?
Where does this door go, David?
Do you want to go through?
Yeah, because the door's moving. The door's actually moving.
Oh.
Gosh, this is depressing. What is this?
It really is. It's a horrible, horrible room, and it is cold.
Really
in
cold
here.
in here.
This room is normally known as the checkerboard room in the museum because of the checkered floor in here, but you're under what used to be the nursery here at the castle.
I've got the same sense in here of somebody being held in here again. Don't know who she is. just being held here. She shouldn't be here. She doesn't belong here. I think we need to come back to this area.
I think that you're right. Should we go back and...
Yeah.
We'll go back and take
we
stock,
want to come back
yeah?
into the checkerboard room.
Yeah.
I think we need to definitely go back into that housekeeper's area as well.
The temperature is dropped, and you can feel it.
I'm stood out here and it's warm. It's actually warm out here. You're in that room.
Oh, was that you?
What?
Did you just touch my face?
No.
Somebody just slapped my face.
Slapped your face?
Yeah.
I know she can be vicious, but she's not that vicious.
No, she didn't slap. I thought it was like your glove caught my face. God, that was weird.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Was it?
It was just like a glove slapped my face.
I think we should move back up.
Going cold again.
It is. There's a real draft.
There's at the rear of the bit that's Santa's grotto. There is a covered over display cabinet, and from there was a very distinct and clear tap. And once again, it feels like it's a disapproving "get out." You know, you shouldn't be here. Get out. And all the way around, it feels like that at the moment.
Caroline?
We've been stood here together and Andy saw, and he didn't say anything, something that he thought was a cat or a dog. And as I moved towards Andy, I heard a growl. And Carol and Andy and I have been stood here and we heard a footstep. And again.
Okay, can everyone be quiet just for a second? Did someone just whisper?
I can hear a thumping noise.
No, did someone just whisper?
No.
There's a definite whisper then. Back into the storeroom area.
What's that?
Do you hear that thumping?
Thumping, wasn't
That's
it?
thumping. What's that?
I don't know if it'll be able to pick it up. I can hear it. There is like a dum 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 noise.
It's
Yeah.
ahead of us and to the left.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
above. Not.
No, it's still there. It's still there.
Shh, 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 shh.
Like drums. Muffled drums.
But that drumming has been with us the last couple of minutes, and it was in the room before this as well.
There is. It's ever so slightly. You can hear. Hang on a minute.
It's getting louder.
Sorry. Okay, if everyone can keep still just for a second. There's a definite sort of like you say, Caroline, almost like a little drumming sound.
It's still here. It's in this, I can hear it in this half. To me, it sounds like a single drum beat
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
would be used to mass
Like almost like a-
troops.
yeah.
It's
It's a deep drum, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it feels to me like it's being used to mass troops, or it's the kind of drum you would get at a funeral.
It's getting louder down here, actually, Dina. Come down here. Come on, let's go out. It feels like there's something ahead of us. Do you know what I mean?
Something ahead of us and something behind us.
Can you? It's like it's like there's somebody there that's
There's definitely
not leading us out, but
I definitely feel there's a man watching
Yes.
everything we do. And I don't think he likes we're in his territory.
can you see the man?
No, I can't see him yet. That's what I've been waiting for.
Dave,
Yes.
this man, as I came around that corner there, I didn't see anything, but it was like there was a man there. You know when you see something in your mind's eye?
Okay.
It was like
okay.
a man with a beard.
Right. Can I say that the only man that I've seen around here at this moment, and I've seen him out of the corner of my eye a couple of times, is tall. He's thin. He's. He feels Tudor Elizabethan-ish. Okay, and he also feels stupid. Okay, but he feels like he's quite important.
This man, just to me, is dark with a beard and he's thin, but he just feels. He just seems scary. And you, Carol, say that there's something in front of us and something behind.
Yes, there's definitely something behind because just as you're talking, Caroline, I can hear someone behind there.
Yeah.
All the way around through here, we've been followed.
But it's like he's it's not like he's just walking. It's like he's coming back to play.
When I say, that he feels stupid, you're talking the fool. You know, like old-fashioned. I mean, he's not a jester.
No, he's not.
I'm not seeing jester, but I'm seeing a aha.
Yeah, yes, that's
back.
the sort of thing.
And it's that, and that's what he's. And he's out. But that's what I'm seeing all the time. But I want to say it's because he's simple.
Right.
And I think he's a bit scary, but he's simple. And it's like got you. No, I haven't. Aha, I'm going away now. It really feels like that all the way.
Why is that curtain moving like that? It's a very thin, almost foil.
Like
tinsely curtain.
Like the thing that you'd have in the door to keep the flies out.
And all the time you've been talking, it just hasn't stopped moving.
Let's go through.
Back into the Zodiac room.
We might need to go out of here for a bit.
Yeah.
You go first. I really need a wee.
Oh, and on it continued. We'll have more from our festive Fright Night after the news, where we head off up to the tower.
The Sanctuary. Call 0330 6600 111. Open your mind to a world where you can find acceptance or rejection, advice and closure, freedom and desire, where you can talk and anything goes. Sanctuary.
It's Bank Holiday Monday, and you join us for a rerun of our festive Fright Night from Dudley Castle. Now, joining us on the Fright Night, we had Dave Matthews, who's the Sanctuary's resident psychic. Andy, who's our paranormal investigator and skeptic, came along too. Laura from the Sanctuary, and also producer Dino. And we were also joined by our new psychic friend, Carol Lyle, from over in Tamworth. So we went up to Dudley Castle and had a bit of a scout round to see what we could pick up on. On the next part, we're going to be headed into the tower. Now, at this point, I'm going to ask you, as I asked you at the beginning, if you listen and you hear anything at all that's a little bit strange that we may have missed, if you can text me on 87867, that would be fantastic. You can check all the photos out. We've got 2 albums, so you can do that on Caroline Martin The Sanctuary. That's my Facebook page, Caroline Martin The Sanctuary. Even if you're not a friend, it doesn't matter. You can just still make your comments, and you can still go through all the photos and have a look. And if you do see anything on there, if you could tag them with what you see and then put it onto the profile page, then that would be good. We can all go and have a look and see if we can see what you're seeing. Lots of people are picking up on some strange things tonight. I'll go through some of those in a tick.
The Sanctuary.
Oh, and hello to Ian in Telford, who says, Kaz, Happy New Year. My dog is in the same room as me and he can't sit still. Also, he's looking at me as if he wants to tell me something. Perhaps he needs a wee, or perhaps he's hearing something in the background. Now, the last time that we played this out, we heard, well, we didn't hear, but you heard a little bit of a whisper going on, and people are picking up on that again. We didn't refer to it this time round. We just wanted to see if you picked up on it once more. And people are saying, I actually heard somebody whispering, and you've cut that bit out, haven't you, Dino?
Yeah, I'll just play this now.
What was that? Somebody's just threw something.
If you listen quietly, it's like, listen quietly. If you listen carefully, it's like somebody is saying what sounds like Barbara. Listen.
What was that? Somebody's just threw something. What was that? Somebody's just threw something.
After the what was that?
What was that? Somebody's just threw something. What was that? Somebody's just threw something.
And that was just as somebody seemed to throw something in the room at the time. If you do pick up on any bits like this, or if you can hear things in the background, there's another text that says, on that day there were people singing. This just happened for a short moment. You can actually hear people singing. Marie in Nuneaton says, I have been stood there and Carol and Andy have been stood there and heard a footstep. When Caroline says footsteps, there's actually a distinctive voice of a woman in the background too. We'll see if we can cut that out and make something of that. All right then, Maria and Nuneaton. If you do pick up on anything, then do let me know. It's 87867 on the text.
And just also to pick up on the fact that this was our festive Fright Night, so we do have Carol of the Bells playing in the background. So if you hear someone going, oh, Carol of the Bells, It's not a ghost.
It's not ghost, it's just a little bit of music in the
It's a bit of
background.
music,
Be
innit,
a
Mal?
delight. And if you can't think of anywhere, because we're looking to go for another one, we've got a few ideas. Just had Mike from Coventry on. He's got some suggestions to make. If you can think of anywhere where we can go for our next Fright Night, again, text them through 87867, or you can give us a call 0330 6600 111. Right then. It's time that we venture on to the next part, OK? So after an eventful tour of the museum and underground areas of Dudley Castle, where Dave, our psychic, picked up on the spirit of a strange woman and a mischievous man, strange growls, footsteps and drums were heard, it was time for us to move our paranormal investigations to the focus of the castle, the imposing tower. We've come out now. We're going to go up to the tower, and we've gone down to a smaller group now. We've got Dave with us, and also myself, Caroline and Dino, David, who's taken us around very kindly tonight, and Carol's with us as well. So, how do you feel? You've got a tightness in your chest, Dave?
I have a tightness in my chest. I feel uneasy. I feel nervous. The tightness in my chest is the kind of thing that I would normally associate with tension or stress.
Right.
I'm not stressed out, but the closer we come from the moment we left the Undercroft, I stopped in the doorway with Dino, and then all the way across, and it's building and building and building, and I'm worried. Can't tell you why at the moment, but I'm worried.
OK, well, we haven't even got to the tower yet. We're just on the approach to it, so we'll see how much more you need to be worried about as we go further up.
How are you feeling, Caroline?
I'm feeling strangely hesitant about going up there, but drawn to it as well, and I have been since the time that we arrived here, to be honest. So we're walking up to it now, so we're on the approach to we're going up some wooden steps, and I'm feeling the same now as you.
See, if I didn't know better, I would say I was going to have a heart attack. I am stressed. I can feel it in my chest going up. I feel really uneasy.
How do you feel, Carol?
My chest's tight, so I just feel a bit tighter as I hear. I'm fine and I'm nervous, but
It's weird. It won't let me take pictures. This camera won't let me take pictures of what I want to take pictures of, but it will take pictures.
What are you trying to get a picture
I'm trying to get a picture of the outline of the kind of like ruined bit of the castle, and I've been trying to get a picture of it on the.
You've just taken a picture up here and it's worked fine.
I've taken a picture down here and it works fine. There you go. It's
Yeah.
working absolutely fine. And if I try and take a picture over there, it won't let me. So you tell me why. And I can take one of Dave.
Take one of Dave, but not of the outline of the. David, this area here, this is the tower.
Yeah.
So where we were, where the Undercroft is, where the Zodiac room and the storage area was, what part of the castle is that?
Over on the far side, when we're standing opposite the north end of the castle, that is the manor house. The manor house here that we can see today dates back to the mid part of the Tudor period.
Have you ever had any problems with people trying to take a photograph before?
It's not unusual. Very often batteries drain. We have interference with electronic devices such as cameras and phones and things like that.
Do you want to try one more picture?
I'll try one more
Just
picture.
try one more. No.
No. Nothing. But you guys, fine. Weird. Right, let's go.
You okay, Dave?
All I can hear is shouts and screams and taunts. It's horrible. It is horrible. I feel persecuted. I feel stressed out. I cannot tell you how bad I feel at this moment in time.
I've seen you in some situations, Dave, but actually you do seem to be quite. You're not at all your normal self now, and it seems almost as like you're reluctant to go up there.
Do you know? I don't want to go up there. I've got to tell you that I don't. I feel completely nervous about going up there. I'm not scared. It's not that, but I stood there at the top step there, and I thought I was going to fall down the stairs backwards. I am so uncomfortable about being here. I cannot tell you.
Are you all right to go on?
Yeah, but I can't.
Let's see as we go up if the feeling gets worse or whether it lessens a bit, whether it's just this area or as we go up into the tower itself. As we were coming up we're going up the stairs, I'm in front of all of you guys, David's ahead of me, and I heard something up there. Sounded like something metallic, didn't it?
Yeah, it was, very metallic.
Right, we're going up now, past a kind of like grill bit where we can look out and see the glories of Dudley beneath.
Careful on the stairs. It's a very tight spiral stone staircase.
Dave, how are you feeling now?
I feel sick to my stomach.
So it's not lessening off at all, it's getting worse.
Worse.
How are you feeling, Carol?
I'm starting to feel sick.
Something weird. It's like
Straining
it's
our
like
energies.
creaking. It's like creaking of boots or something like that, which I know that I'm wearing, but they're not creaking. For a start, they're plastic, not leather, so they're not going to creak.
Dave, you okay?
Yeah. I know I'm at the back. Okay, I know I'm at the back, but there are people walking up the stairs behind me. Well, they're not walking. They're running up the stairs behind me. And let's go on. I need to get out this staircase.
Okay.
So, we've reached the top now, Dave. You're walking like a man who's about to fall. And we're kind of like, I mean, there's railings here. We're quite safe up here, but you look very unsteady on your feet.
I don't feel safe. I feel very old. I feel very, very old. And I feel like I've been chased up the stairs. I am not happy about being here. I feel trapped and I don't like it.
Is anybody else sensing anything up here at all?
I am. I feel like I want to be thrown off there.
You feel like you're going to be thrown off?
Yeah, it feels weird.
I'm quite concerned about Dave at the minute, actually, because I've never actually seen him like this in all the times that we've been doing these. But, I mean, we're going to walk around this bit where there are more railings so that we're actually going to be underneath the flagpole. There's a flag. It's very windy up here as well, isn't it, at the moment? But we're getting all sorts of noises, as you perhaps expect, being up so high with the wind. We've got the traffic below us as well, and it is a windy night, so we're going to pick up. So we've got to try and determine what noises should be there and what noises you wouldn't actually expect up here on a night like this. We're approaching the part where we can't actually go any further, so we're looking down into the grounds of the castle.
So for anyone that knows Dudley Castle, we're at the turret part, and there's the cannon that's pointing out towards Dudley. Okay.
Dave, you're going to have to go down.
I can't be here. I can't be here.
You okay?
I'm all right here. I just don't like being trapped. I go into dark places, into dungeons or whatever. That doesn't bother me at all. This, I don't like this. It's...
Is there anything that you're actually sensing? Can you actually pick anything up?
Yes.
What is there to be that you're so feeling this about? Is it? Can you sense anything? Are you seeing anything up here?
It's an old woman, this little old woman, and she's been chased, trapped, cornered, I don't know, tormented. I'm hearing witch.
Still to come on the Sanctuary's festive Fright Night.
It's really depressive in here. Absolutely awful. It's just like lots of people lost their lives, whether it's due to sicknesses, murders. It's just horrible.
The Sanctuary. Call 0330 6600 111.
Who says, hi, I've got a suggestion for your next Fright Night. Newstead Abbey in Nottingham. Now, apparently there's supposed to be a ghost of an old lady, and there's a restaurant inside, and it's called the White Lady. It's named for her. I'm a bit of a sceptic about paranormal activity, but I'm finding this very entertaining. Happy New Year. Thank you, Hayden.
I think Newstead Abbey is where Byron lived.
Really?
Yeah. Him who walks lonely as a cloud.
Could try there. Could try there. Aston Hall, that's also been suggested in Birmingham. Hi to Chris, who says, hi, enjoying the show. I'd love to join you. You could try Coombe Abbey or some parts of Coventry that are very haunted. So there's always that over there as well, isn't there? And Whitley Court. Where's Whitley Court? Do you know?
It's in between Hallow and Stourport over Worcestershire.
Okay.
Very scary.
So that's been suggested too. So if you can think of any places that we could go, that we could look into, seeing if they'll have us, then that would be great. 87867 on the text. That's 87867. And if you do pick up on anything, Catherine on the text on 87867 says, I keep on hearing a clicking noise that's in the background. And And somebody else says, Caroline, I heard a whisper saying Barbara as well. Now, we played that out before, didn't we?
Yeah.
We found this little snippet where people were saying, I can hear a whisper in the background. And when we took it out and clipped it down, it does actually say, we think, Barbara.
What was that? Somebody's just threw something.
After the what was that, listen.
What was that? Somebody's just threw something.
There we are. Tony says, I can hear clicking and also some scraping around in the background. So if you do notice anything curious that's happening in your house, or if you pick up anything funny that you're listening to, then let us know. 0330 6600 111, and it would be great to hear from you. You can also look at the photos. They're on our Facebook page. It's Caroline Martin, The Sanctuary. That's Caroline Martin, The Sanctuary. Just go along, check them out. And if you see anything curious, then tag them. Look through. There's 2 albums. One that we just put on and one that was there the last time. Look through those 2 because you can clearly see, and it still freaks me out now when I go and look at it. Somebody's made it big, and you can see a face looking out of one of the windows in the cottage, and that's just eerie. If anybody's got an explanation for that, then I would love to hear from you tonight. Anyway, we'd moved at this point our Fright Night investigation up to the tower of Dudley Castle, which had caused our resident psychic Dave to feel overwhelmed by the spirit of a woman who'd been chased and died at the tower, and also the presence was felt of someone who'd been hung from the tower. More strange things were in store for us up there, and also we'd get some answers to mysterious questions raised by the spirits that were coming through.
I really don't like this. I don't like this at all. I really, really don't. I've got a real problem with this.
And is it the same person that was following you up the stairs, or something different?
No, it's kids going, which, and it's the kids that were behind me on the stairs, and Caroline, I really don't like this. I'm hugging this wall here.
If we can just go and see if Carol's picking anything up over there, because she's kind of like standing behind us at the minute. And you look actually quite serene, Carol, now, because to begin with you were... I mean, how do you feel? Do you feel, or do you sense anything similar to Dave, or is it a different sensation?
I just feel like I want to be thrown off, but I've got something around my neck. Oh, it's horrible. I feel like...
She was hung. She was thrown off and she was hung. They put a rope around her neck and they threw her off.
From here?
No, not here.
I felt it over there.
Back towards the stairs.
Back there, I felt I was being thrown. But I feel like I'm choking. Something's around my neck.
So you can feel that something's around your neck, and David can feel, well, he's still hugging the wall over there in the corner. And can you actually see anybody? You're just sensing something, are you, Dave?
Kids, young people.
What time period can you put to these? Could you say?
It's not that long ago. It doesn't feel that long ago.
Could we just ask David? I mean, you obviously come round here, I mean, because you belong here. Yes. Is this something that people sense a lot when you bring them up this particular tower? Is this abnormal, or is it not something new?
It's actually a reported case of...
Sorry?
There is actually a reported case of someone actually being hung from the top of this castle keep, about where Dave is actually standing right now. A lady called Sarah, in the Elizabethan period, it's believed she was actually hung here for being a witch. Nothing was ever proven. She was more likely to have been a herbalist rather than an actual witch, but unfortunately she was taunted.
So she was hung wrongly?
Incorrectly.
Incorrectly.
Yeah.
Can I ask, did she have a cat?
She did, and it is often picked up on.
A black cat?
You can pick up on the cat too?
The cat was over there before.
Right. Is that what you saw when you were calling me when Dave was talking? Because Carol beckoned me over and Dave was talking at the time, but you could pick up on something over there.
Dave, are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you want to go down, Dave?
No, I'm all right.
What's she saying? Is she saying anything to you, Dave?
She's been chased up here. She's not doing any harm. But you know, I know David has just said it was a long time ago, but it isn't. It happens again and again and again, and it's really recent. And it's really recent because it was... because it was at the festival. It was... she was... Oh, it took place at Samhain. It's really, really recent.
How recent are we talking?
It really feels like it was just a few days ago. I can feel it as though it was a few days ago. It is, it's horrible. It's she's out of breath, she's run up the stairs,
Well, I mean, nothing happened in recent times, did it?
Not that we're aware of, no.
Not that David's aware of. So could this be you kind of almost reliving what she went
Yes.
through? I think we ought to get Dave down now, to be honest. Come on, let's get you back down.
Do you want me to go ahead with the torch?
Caroline, can you leave with the torch?
No, I've not actually ever seen Dave like this before. Come on, let's get him back downstairs.
You're all right, Dave?
Yeah, we're fine. How are you feeling now, Dave?
It's not as bad. I still feel sick. I don't suffer from heights. Heights do not bother me.
You all right, Dean?
Yeah, fine. My feet are too bloody big for the steps.
Right, we're back down.
It's all right.
That was weird. Are you all right now?
Yes.
How are you feeling now we're down, Carol?
I'm fine now. Glad to be down. Didn't like it up there.
So what were you sensing when you were up there? Did you get any feelings?
I was all right at first until we went on to the landing, and then I just felt like somebody wanted to push me off. And then when we went round, I heard something on the floor, and then I came back and I just had this horrendous feeling around my neck, and then I seen a cat.
There's something weird. I came round to take a picture back up the tower, and there was this kind of hiss. The cat.
I very, very, very nearly had a name of a woman.
Right.
Civil War time period. I've got. No, this can't be right. Okay, 'cause it's a modern name. It can't be right. I've got the name Dorothy, but it feels Civil War.
Yep. And you hit the nail on the head.
Okay, don't tell me anything else.
No.
Don't tell me anything else.
Okay.
I've got a date.
And it's because you said prison.
You've got a date?
Now, I don't know why. This is the woman that we had over there who belonged here
With the keys.
with the keys, but was kept prisoner here.
Yes.
And it's Civil War period.
Yep.
And hold on a minute,
Dunno.
because Carol got a date. What date did you get, Carol? What?
Around 1645, 1646, something like that.
Would that coincide with anything
I
you're
have
thinking?
no idea what when the Civil War was.
I don't know when.
Yes.
Okay.
David says yes.
Yes.
So are these two things connected then? What you're picking up and what Carol's picking up?
Oh, if it's the
Dave-
same time period, then yes.
Yes.
There is something about her.
Can I just point out behind you here, just as I'm facing it, on my left there is a crucifix window, just literally in this stonework here. And down below, if I shine it down, there's a big chamber. This is actually the original stairwell that would have taken you up to the castle keep, not the stairs that we actually came up.
Oh.
Oh, right.
So this was the original hidden gateway to the actual castle.
Oh, I said
This-
gateway.
Yeah, so you're right, it is a gateway.
Oh.
When we go back down, if you look up, you'll be able to see the crucifix
Okay.
arches window.
It's
Carol's picking up something as well here now. So Carol's picking up a name.
I'm
What?
picking up a name, Francis. I don't know if it's the place France or the name Francis. The guide told me France or Francis.
Could I interject?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's connected to what we're talking about.
What the name?
Or the
Place
princess.
name?
Francis.
Francis and
is Francis her husband?
Yes.
But
What, Dorothy's?
there's a really peculiar thing with regard to their burial. There's something really odd about their burial. No,
Yeah, I'm not going to say a word.
don't tell me what it is.
No.
But there is something odd about their
There is very
burial,
odd.
isn't there?
Yes.
what is odd?
I don't
Dave.
know yet.
It's going to come to you.
Carol?
It's like she walks to find him. It's like she can't find him.
So Dorothy's walking to find Francis.
She's walking to find somebody. She's like trapped. It's weird. It's a weird sensation.
Did she have to get permission to be buried?
She had to get permission for him to be buried.
Okay.
Is this any of this linked to the woman at the top of the tower?
No.
This
No
is
link.
separately.
No link
Okay.
between the woman at the top of the tower, the cat. This Dorothy is the woman that we had when we were in the museum bit, was it?
Yes.
The woman with the keys.
She belongs here, somewhere.
Right. Right, let's go down and see, because you had the little girl as well, Carol.
Yeah.
Let's go and see if we can find anything more about the little girl, and if you can answer the question as to why they were feeling like they were.
So we've investigated under the castle, up the tower, but it's not just the castle which is supposedly haunted. Next, we'll take you with us to the very evil cottage.
The Sanctuary. Call 0330 6600 111. Step out of your comfort zone and in to the Sanctuary.
Well, it's our Fright Night number 2 from Dudley Castle. Thanks for your comments that are coming through. Hi to Richard Loftus on Facebook, who says that clicking sounds like the girl from the Grudge films. I'm literally pooping myself now. I did change a little word there. Thank you very much, Richard, for your comments tonight. Lots of people telling us where we should go for the next one as well. Keep those coming through. It's 87867 on the text. That's 87867. Hi to Aaron, who says you should go to the Station Hotel in Dudley. One day we might, but we've done Dudley Castle. We want to kind of like cover the entire area. So if you can think of anything over Hereford and Worcestershire way, and also, where haven't we been? Coventry, that would be good as well. Something like that, some other ones. Hi to Abby, who says, I know that it's a bit far away, but in Swadlincote, I know of 2 places. One is a place called Church Gresley Hall. I've seen people on stage and in the girls' toilets, and also Church Gresley train tunnel. Many people have thrown themselves down in front of trains, and I've actually took pictures and found men and orbs. Okay, so thanks very much for these suggestions. Keep them coming through. Facebook is the way. It's Caroline Martin, the Sanctuary, and that's where you need to go to check out these photographs. Now, the next place that we went to, really spooky, absolutely terrifying to go down there. And if you do look on Facebook, there is a picture there, and I've put it there, and somebody's kind of like highlighted and made bigger the picture that they're referring to. Go and have a look at that and see what you think. If you can find any other explanation for that, because to me, it does look like a face. If you can think of any explanation, because there was nobody in that cottage where that photo was took, then do let me know. 87867 on the text, 0330 6600 111 if you want to call through tonight. And of course, Caroline Martin, the Sanctuary on Facebook. Now, if you've ever been to Dudley Castle, you'll know that as you walk up the sweeping driveway to the gatehouse and the infamous tower, you've got to pass what looks like a rather innocent house. Now, this cottage, though, at night time takes on a totally different feeling, and it gives off a very, very scary vibe. And it was there that we just had to take our team of Fright Night investigators just to see what would come through.
The Sanctuary.
Okay, we're in different groups now, and our group is now going down towards the cottage. And whilst we've been sat up there waiting, the temperature out here has dropped so much so it's absolutely freezing cold. How are you feeling, Dave?
I'm okay, actually. We're just walking down here, and my eyes are drawn back up to the top of the tower where we were earlier. And do you know, I still don't like that tower. I just don't like it at all. It really, really scares me.
And do you sense anything up there now? Anything still looking at you?
Yes, I can see the woman. I can see her up there. No, I don't like it. I don't know.
Laura, how you feeling, Laura?
I'm all right, actually. We just had an interesting little wander around the grounds while you're up in the tower. We picked up a couple of changes on the EMF reader, and also discovered something very interesting in the old manor house, but we'll leave that until the others go in there and have a look.
Okay. And Carol, our medium, is with us. We're heading down towards the cottage. How are you feeling? Because the tower was quite an intense...
It was quite daunting, yes.
Yeah.
I'm fine at the moment until we get wherever we're going.
Well, this is the area that when we first arrived and we drove past it, you said that you thought there was a security guard outside the front of the door.
Oh,
Yet
right.
David then said There was no security guard there at all.
Oh gosh, this is going to be interesting then.
Right, we're walking towards the cottage now. We can just see the outline of the cottage sort of like coming up to us. And I haven't felt so nervous about going in places tonight. And to be quite honest, I felt okay up that tower. But actually walking up to this is a different feeling altogether.
It looks like something out of a James Herbert novel, doesn't it?
It really does, doesn't it? You expect sort of like things to be coming out of the walls and all sorts. Yeah. But
Carol's just stopped to look up at the tower.
Oh my God. I can actually see somebody walking completely along the top of the tower. And it's a woman. But she's not all dressed in black. She's not that lady that we had the thing with around the neck and the sense of being thrown off. She's quite tall. Very light. She's wearing light clothes. She's actually walking like she's marching up and down.
Along the top of the tower?
Along the top. See the middle bit there, where we were, where I felt like I was being thrown off.
So this is the main tower that if anyone's
Yes.
from Dudley, they know they can see that it's the
So
tower
that
at the top of the hill.
the main bit where the two big, huge windows, I think they are at the bottom,
Like the
arches.
parapet sort of thing.
Yes, there. She's actually there. Wow.
And what, are you sensing anything from her or?
No, I can just see her. She's just like pacing up and down like she's lost something.
Okay, now I know that it's cold, and I know that we're shivering because it's cold, but this isn't just cold shivering, it is nerves.
Cold,
yes,
shivering.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. Okay, let's just do it.
You have to be careful because you have to climb through the fence.
I'm an old man.
Something doesn't want me to go in there.
just feel uncomfortable even looking through the windows of this house.
Yeah.
Do we have to go in?
I think we perhaps do need to go in.
Are you sure?
You can almost feel it looking at you, can't you?
It feels like it's alive, doesn't it?
God, I'm shaking.
I just feel uncomfortable even looking through the windows of this house.
Yeah.
I just don't like this house at all.
I'm absolutely shaking. My knees are going.
There's definitely nobody in there.
No physical people in there, no.
Because I could swear that I have just seen a dark shadow cross in there.
Okay.
Behind the net curtains.
If you can just describe it, if you look through this window, as we stood outside the cottage, you can see the window at the back, can't you? So there is some sort of like
Yes.
form of light that's coming through from outside. So you just saw something sort of like cross the window, did you?
It was a solid black shadow. For all the world, it was a person inside that walked from the right to the left.
Okay.
Is you ready for me to open
Yeah.
So we're just going into the cottage now, through the door.
I don't want to go in.
I don't feel happy in here.
Oh God, my legs are going.
At all. God, I'm shaking, and it's
like
not
it
just
in here.
cold. You just want to
It's
shut your eyes. Why
where-
do you just want to shut your eyes?
Well, where we are now, right here, is where I saw the figure walk across the room.
What's it used for now, David?
Just storing gardeners' tools, and they don't like coming in here very often at all, put it that
I
way.
can't actually stop shaking.
No.
Something bad's happened here.
Do people pick up on a child looking through the curtains?
Young girl, yes.
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 Is this the young girl that was in the? Is it, not the young girl from earlier that was picked up on. Is it the same?
No,
girl?
I think it's the girl that's seen skipping in the gateway that I saw earlier.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
She hides in here.
Oh, I can smell alcohol. Really strong, like stale alcohol. Have they had any beers in here or?
Not recently, no.
Oh, I can smell really bad stale alcohol.
Really sorry to interrupt. Can somebody come over here? Because I swear blind, that front door has just moved.
It's open wider, isn't it?
Is it the
And
wind?
it's not wind. There is no wind.
No, because you saw how it took David a good shove to open the door. He can't.
But where's Dave?
I'm here.
He's still there.
So Carol, we'll be led by you. So whatever you're feeling
Okay.
or whatever's coming to you.
I visualise a chair in here and a young lady sitting on a chair. I'm not sure. She's
She's hiding
She's here, but she's not here. It's like she sits here, but I need to go further back.
Okay.
Okay, it's like she's telling me, further back, it's further back.
I know this is going to sound stupid, okay? She's hiding because she doesn't want people to see her.
I don't know.
Why is she here? She's hiding for a reason. She doesn't want people to see her for a reason. Not she's playing hide and seek.
She's hiding from someone.
That's what she's saying to me. Go, go. I don't know if she's telling me to go because she's further back or whether she wants me out of here.
If you can, all I keep thinking of is blood. Why would that be?
I don't feel right in here. My knees are going now.
I feel really sick.
Do you want to sit outside? Can I get some air?
No.
Okay.
I'm
Laura?
swaying, I feel sick.
I don't know. It feels really heavy, the atmosphere in here. Kind of like it's quite close, and a little bit claustrophobic, and it's not a particularly small room, but it does feel quite claustrophobic, and it does smell very like musty. Obviously, I know it's an old building, but it is kind of that pub cellar smell. You know, if you go down into.
I can definitely smell alcohol. Really, really, as though somebody's drank and drank and drank, and you know when it's on the breath.
You okay?
Yeah, no, it's just I can't sense anything that you can sense, obviously, but I just keep. It's just in my mind, just blood. Why blood?
It's just tragedy. All I've got is sadness, and it's a tragic story.
It's like a setting for something. This is, and I'm not sure what it is, but it's not nice.
But the feeling that I get is very much that she is hiding for a reason.
She's here, but she's not here.
It feels like she wants to take me by the hand and show me something, but the showing me something isn't in the cottage at all.
She's gone from in here. Is there another part of this?
There's the bathhouse next door.
Okay, because it's like I'm being shook like a rag doll, but I'm going through. She's being dragged and dragged that way.
Can we just look at the immediate
Okay,
surrounds
Caroline.
outside the
Caroline.
cottage?
Yeah. I need to
Do you
go
wanna
that way.
do you want us to go into that other room? Is that okay, David?
Yeah.
Go in there.
This is a young girl, and she's been sitting, I don't know, just doing nothing wrong, and then she's been shook like a rag doll, dragged, and I think she's been murdered.
Still to come on the Sanctuary's festive Fright Night.
That's the only way I can describe him. He's exactly like that, a bit of a buffoon, a bit of a simpleton, and I think it's him that's throwing stuff. It was behind Caroline.
Jesus! The Sanctuary. Call 0330 66 00 1. Step out of your comfort zone and in to the Sanctuary.
Now, as scary as Dudley Castle is, nothing could have prepared us for the things that we were experiencing at the cottage which sits in the castle grounds. Our team of psychics, Dave Matthews and Carol Lyle, as well as myself, joined Dudley Castle guide David, producer Dino and Laura from the Sanctuary, and our skeptic Andy to tour this, what I can only describe as evil property. The spirit of a murdered girl had come through, and what we were led to next scared everyone that was with us.
We've just come back into
You look
this room.
deathly ill.
No, I just feel sick, and I just feel so sad, and I just keep. It's not even. I don't even know what it is. I just keep thinking of blood. Not in here. In the next bit. Has anybody else picked up on this before, David?
Yes, and it is a very.
But
very
not in this room. It's next door.
Yeah,
And I keep wanting to hold here.
your stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can...
Oh my God! I've just seen the curtains move upstairs. In that room, the curtains have just twitched. In that room, upstairs.
What, the room?
The top of the staircase. The curtains have just moved, and I've just seen a little face right by the door, right by the window.
Show me where.
That corner, right there. They've just moved sideways and moved back again, right there.
Can we just finish asking? Do we want Dave to
I'm not going back in.
pick up on the?
I'm not going back in that building.
You know that you got that man.
So can we just say that the curtains have just moved again while we've
Oh
been
my
stood
gosh,
here?
they have from.
Can we just say that while we've been stood here?
They were lifted up at the side on the right.
Yeah.
That's it, on the right-hand pane.
On the right-hand pane.
Yeah, which is exactly where I saw it when I called you out. That they've just moved again.
Let's go back in this room. Did you just hit me on the back?
No.
I got prodded in.
Something's
here
just
as
hit me
well,
in the
but I
back.
stood over there.
Something's just gone like that on my back.
Oh.
Oh, something just hit me on the back. But before we went outside to see what was happening out at the curtains, you were saying, David, that
Basically, you're holding onto your stomach. One of the supposed murders that actually happened here was a young girl who fell pregnant out of wedlock, and her father went absolutely ballistic and attacked her across the stomach.
Oh, but I feel she died beyond there.
Can we just look at the immediate
Okay,
surrounds
Caroline.
outside the cottage?
What, down is the bathhouse area?
Yeah.
Carol?
Yeah.
You okay to go down there?
Yeah, fine.
Just be careful on
So I don't like this.
This is just outside the cottage. There's a little building adjacent to it.
A lot of mist here.
For all the will in the world, it looks like the kind of building that you'd cook children in a Hansel and Gretel story. It's horrible. It's like a scary movie. Oh, flippin' heck.
There's a lot of mist.
But there is nothing. I can't see any mist.
There's mist.
something happened in there.
It's linked to the girl. It really feels like it's her. But it wasn't her I saw on the ground floor. It definitely was not her on the ground floor. It was a man.
What are these buildings, David?
This is the bathhouse, just immediately behind us.
Right.
And there are two toilet-type buildings, outbuildings there.
Somebody's whispering in my ear. I don't know.
Whispering? What?
Somebody whispered in my ear then, stay away, stay away. And that was a man. And it's the same voice I keep hearing over and over again.
The longer I'm stood here outside on this the corner by this little horrible bit that I really don't like here.
I just think a poor girl died in there. She was killed in there.
In the bathhouse?
Yeah, in there. And she was like slaughtered.
It's really horrible.
How? And this is awful to ask, but are you picking up on how or...
I just feel he shook her like a rag doll. He just really hit her hard. I think she was strangled. I think she was... Everything happened to that poor girl in there. I did pick up the name John. He's telling me to stay away from his tunnel. Stay away from my tunnel, he's saying. You're not going over there. That's mine.
Do you know you're a stone's throw away from
He says it's there.
it is? Would you like to see it?
Honestly.
So we're just moving away from the bathhouse, which is connected to the cottage, and just through sort of describe it like a garden area, just covered in leaves. It's quite slippy underfoot. There's another building, like an outhouse building, and oh my God, there's a tunnel.
There is a tunnel.
Can we ask David if he can tell us any more about this place?
Yes.
David.
Okay, where we are, we're standing by the outer defences of the castle, but immediately behind Dave is a tunnel. It used to run straight underneath the outer gateway of Dudley Castle.
Oh,
It would have
my
run to the far
God.
side of the Century Garden. Half of it is now blocked, but that used to run right the
There is
way
a
across.
tunnel, look.
That's his tunnel.
His tunnel.
His tunnel.
This is definitely the kind of thing that if you found this in the woods, you wouldn't come anywhere near it. It is really horrible.
Carol, what are you picking up here?
He told me to stay away. He said it was his. He said stay away from well, my tunnel. There it is. Oh my God.
The tunnel is not documented. It's not put on the internet. Nobody actually comes round here as general guests to the zoo.
Wow.
So it is unlikely Carol would have known anything about the tunnel at all.
Wow.
Look at the mist behind. All coming from here. Can you see the mist?
No.
Oh.
It's like pains here, isn't it?
I was just saying to David inside, it just felt like there was a pain in there and blood, and I just felt sick. But I felt sick since I went in there. But stood here, I could just cry. That initial room in there was just it just made you feel so sad and so drained of everything.
Hopelessness.
Yes, absolutely. That's exactly it.
So this whispering that you heard earlier, Carol, is this John that's whispering to you?
It was a man who whispered in my ear, and that was really weird for me. That was really weird.
And this girl, are you getting any sort of what the connection to him might be, or?
I feel.
We're just walking past the front door of the cottage again.
I just feel he was close to her, and yet, I don't know, but I keep smelling, even out here, the strong smell of alcohol. Really, really bizarre smell of alcohol. I don't know, I just felt he was close to her, but it's very weird.
So you picked up on her inside the cottage, and she was saying, go, and she was pushing you towards the bathhouse.
She was like sitting in there and just minding her own business, doing nothing. She was sitting on a chair, and then suddenly there was an outburst, and then I just felt she was telling me to move, get out. And then she was dragged, and then here she was shaking her like a rag doll, and then in there her life ended. And it wasn't nice. I mean, he brutally killed her. I personally...
You want to go?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel...
That's probably wise.
Yeah, otherwise...
No, absolutely. If you...
Yeah. Because I don't think he likes me.
Should we head back up to the
Yes,
castle?
yeah.
How's everyone feeling?
Still feel a bit queasy out here. Nowhere near as bad as when we were in the cottage and in that horrible area down there. I still feel my stomach is still really queasy. And I've still got this tragedy, sense of tragedy around me, which I'm not happy with at all.
Backache, so bad.
Backache?
Yeah. Even the bottom of my back.
Laura?
Yeah.
How do you feel?
That was very bizarre to know that there is no documentation of that tunnel, or it's not really.
No, because I knew, obviously I knew that we were coming here, so I've looked up a little bits and pieces.
Right.
And I didn't see anything about that at all.
That's very, very strange. That first room that we went in, I just felt like it was a little bit claustrophobic.
What was that?
I was just saying about the chap that Carol's actually seen. Whenever he's witnessed, very often he's witnessed by the door, but moreover up at the window there. And he actually looks very much like Greengrass from Heartbeat. Very rough-shaven, he stinks of alcohol.
You said when we got here, you saw a bearded man.
He was standing outside the doorway.
He actually very much looks like Greengrass, because he just doesn't shave. He's quite unpleasant when you do actually see him.
So when we were around here, 2 hours ago, and you said as soon as we drove past, you saw a guy...
I said to Deb, I thought he was a security guard.
A bearded guy. You said a stocky bearded guy.
Yeah.
And that's the
guy that we see at the cottage.
And David said he reeks of alcohol.
Oh, he does. Comes out of his pores, literally. He smells like cider, fermenting cider. It's quite revolting. So you've hit the nail on the head there.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. It's that tunnel that got me. It was the way he whispered in my ear. My heart is still racing and will be for a long time on that one.
David, how are you feeling?
Still very uneasy. I must admit, I don't like going in this building at all.
Are you getting anything more from this John? Or?
No, I need to go away from here because he wants me away from here. He really wants me away.
It always gives me a very unpleasant feeling when I go in there. I'm quite glad when I can finally lock the door.
And we'll have more from our festive Fright Night after midnight, the witching hour.
Open your mind to a world where you can find acceptance or rejection, advice and closure, freedom and desire, where you can talk and anything goes. Sanctuary.
It's after midnight, and this is the final piece of our festive Fright Night at Dudley Castle. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everybody at Dudley Castle for allowing us to go round and do our Fright Night there. Along with us, we took Carol, our psychic from Tamworth, Dave Matthews. He's our resident psychic from the Creaky Cauldron over in Stratford upon Avon. Now, we've already gone round quite a bit of it, and there are a few bits left for us to investigate, and that is all coming up next. I want to say hello to a few people as well, because I did say if you text me with any kind of strange things that you pick up on, then that would be fantastic, or some ideas as to where we can go next. Hi to Steve in Redditch, who says Ragley Hall or Cofton Court are both in Warwickshire, and they are good places to go. Hi to Chelsea in Coventry, who says you should go to the Binley Oak pub in Coventry, because I've heard that that is haunted there. People sort of like commenting on things they're picking up. When Laura speaks of claustrophobia, as she did a little while ago, a whisper says go, go, go. And hi to Tamara in Wolverhampton, who says, whoa, this is getting me shook proper. I'd get the heck out of there. You is brave actually sitting in there and doing that. And hi to Tam again, who says there's a burnt down house in Wolverhampton. There's no record of what happened to it, but there is more to investigate if you'd like to go down there. And hi to Andrea in Kings Heath, who says, I'd love to go on a Fright Night with you. I wonder what I would pick up on because I can't see. So would her other senses kind of like kick in? She says she's intrigued now. Hi to Blake in Malvern, who says, try Pluckley Village. It's meant to be the most haunted village in Britain. That's all the way down in Kent.
Oh no, we ain't got
no.
a minibus. We ain't got a minibus or anything. Oh.
We can't be travelling down there. No. Hi to Kate in Hales Owen, who says there's Kenilworth Castle, also Warwick Castle, Whitley Court and Harvington Hall, and the Manor Abbey in Hales Owen. And hi to Judy, poor Judy. She says Tamworth Castle would be a good place to go, and you're really frightening me as I'm driving my taxi in Tamworth. Oh, Judy, don't be scared. Just lock the doors. Not that that's going to stop the ghost getting in.
The Sanctuary.
Well, if you've been there, you'll know that Dudley Castle is a massive complex. It's not just the tower and the zoo that people visit, but also a ruined manor house and gardens sit in the grounds. Now, many ghosts have been witnessed in these grounds, and in the new year, we're told that Dudley Castle will be hosting nights similar to ours. Mm-hmm. But it was the grounds that we wanted to check out next, as Dudley Castle guide David took me and our psychics around. Now, firstly, I joined Carol, and then Psychic Dave was shown round. Now, would they pick up anything in the grounds of Dudley Castle on our festive Fright Night? So we're on our way down to the manor house bit now, which is not somewhere that we've skirted past it, haven't we? But we haven't actually been to it yet. And we've got Andy, Dean, David, and also Carol here. Do you feel comfortable walking down here so far, Carol?
Yeah, I feel fine at the moment. Absolutely fine. Not picking anything up at the minute.
Well, this would have been magnificent, wouldn't it?
What is that there?
Is it a fireplace?
It's a fireplace. Wow.
That is it's absolutely huge, isn't it? I could fit one of the rooms in my house into that fireplace, I think.
You're actually standing in the great kitchen at the moment.
Right.
Did you touch me then, Dave? Somebody's just touched my shoulder. What area is this, or would have been, did you say?
This is the meat kitchen.
Right, okay. There's something really strange about that fireplace.
In what way?
Can we go closer?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I'm shaking. This would have been used then. There's an animal in here. Whoa. And it's not, you said meat kitchen, but it's not an animal. It's a huge animal. Just doesn't feel right. It's like some sort of bird, or it's just huge bird.
Phoenix.
It's like sits in the fire and its face glares at you. But this room was used for other things. This was used for either witchcraft, or it wasn't used for normal kitchen things.
So what sort of things can you sense that go on in here, or went on in here?
I just feel that it's like people were hurt. They test things in here and experiments. I think that's the word I'm looking for, experimentation. Whether it be humans, animals, whatever, it happened in here, I feel.
We know on the original medieval manor house that this area was dedicated to witchcraft. Conventional religion was practiced upstairs, non-conventional downstairs.
So where does the phoenix come into this then?
Well, that's what, whenever people have actually seen the elemental in here, if it actually looks like a phoenix, it actually looks like someone rising from the flames. It has a face of a woman, but the body of a bird.
There's a lot of devastation in here, though. A lot.
What
was
was
that?
There was something behind us.
That was a big pounce. Please don't tell me that's that thing.
That was something from behind.
Definitely something telling us it's there.
Yeah, that was a huge bang. It was like something had pounced on something.
Yeah. No, this room has always brought bad feeling whenever we bring groups around here, even groups who have no idea what this room actually is.
People have died in here and... Oh, it's horrible. What was that?
You okay, Dean? What's the matter, Dean? Dean? Dean, are you okay? You've been sick?
Yeah.
Through just being in there?
I didn't feel well in there when I wanted to come out, but I feel proper sick.
Okay.
So you've been sick now?
Yeah.
What can you see now, Carol?
The woman is at the top of the keep, in the
Yeah,
middle.
she's right there.
In the middle of the stonework. As we look up, if you look up, she's moving back and forth. When the clouds move past, you'll see her again in a minute.
That's where I've seen her before, but the opposite way. Because I asked David about... I didn't think it was the... This isn't the witch, is it?
No.
This is the lady in the lighter coloured clothes.
What, not in the middle one?
Yeah, in the middle one. Can you see her?
Yes.
She's at the top there, isn't she?
I just saw something go past
Yeah,
the middle one,
she's
but
there.
not there now.
No, she just moved.
And what, does she walk there all the time?
She walks round the keep, up and down the keep, looking for her husband.
And what was this lady's name? Do we know?
Dorothy.
This is Dorothy that
Not
Dave
Yeah.
saw up there.
Has there been an Elizabeth here?
Elizabeth I who came here.
No, a witch Elizabeth.
Not that I know of. You may be picking up on something behind.
Because I just feel, I don't know, there's loads of witches around us.
Can we go back into this?
Yeah.
Are you okay to go back in
Yeah.
here?
Can you just stop for 1 minute?
Yeah.
Has anyone got a tissue?
Is it going to be all right?
Yeah.
Right, so Dean, I mean, you've seen him, Andy. What happened?
We both of us have felt since we came down here that it's not right and we shouldn't be here. You know you bring me along on these because you feel I can give you a lot of protection.
Yeah.
When I am down here, and this happened earlier on when I was down here, I just can't protect anyone. I'm finding it difficult enough to look after myself. It's just a very, very oppressive, nasty feeling. Now, I've had a bit more experience than Dino.
Yeah.
He hasn't, and that's the first time he's been hit by something that powerful, which is why he's reacted as he has. He's actually thrown up, and he's feeling a little bit unwell now. But he's just taking a bit of time out just to get a breather. I want to be around here just in case anything else goes off.
Is that figure again?
Yes, and the witch is in the middle as well. The witch is actually in the middle. If you look right in the middle of the... Not the two at the bottom and the middle. That's the lady who was hung, and the Lady Grey. Is it Lady Grey?
Yeah.
She's walking along the top. So they're both there, actually there at the moment.
So we're going back into the room that Dino's just left because he was sick, and that Andy, who never usually feels uncomfortable anywhere, felt very, very uncomfortable actually standing in this room, so much so that he's now stood in the doorway.
And going no further.
It's really depressive in here. Absolutely awful. It's just like lots of people lost their lives, whether it's due to sicknesses, murders. It's just horrible.
Andy, if I can I'll come over to you. I'm not asking you to walk in, but Carol has just smelt fire. Now, you came back down here earlier in the evening, didn't you? And
Yeah.
What did you smell? What did you sense down here?
Basically, when I first walked in, I got a very, very dry throat, tickly cough. It was almost like a choking sensation. But I'm telling you now, I'm stood in the doorway and you are not getting me in here.
What?
You're not getting me in.
You just grabbed me, Carol. What's going on?
Something's happening over in the corner. It was like
Yeah,
things
just had something
thrown,
thrown.
move.
What was thrown?
Something was just thrown into that corner. We just heard it as it hit the wall.
There's just lots of just horrible sensations in here. I'm getting a really bad headache. I'm going to need to take a step out, if that's okay, Caroline.
Let's leave the room then. Are you being sick too now, Andy?
No, I just feel that I'm constantly being bombarded and pushed, and it's just telling me. And I've got a funny feeling this is just directed towards the men.
Right.
Obviously, with what's happened with Dino, I just want to get away from here. I just want to get away.
Right, we're back into this room with a big fireplace, and I just want to know, Dave, how you feel in here.
Okay, as we walk in, I've got a bit of a nervous flutter
Right.
at the top of my chest, to be honest. As I'm standing here, I can feel, you know, if you're really, really nervous about something and your inside starts knotting up.
Yeah, like butterflies.
Yeah, I've got that. I can
Right.
feel it knotting in my stomach.
Can you sense anybody in here?
There's a big sense of being watched in here, and there's a lady in here. Not a woman, a lady. She's like I suppose noble is the best way of describing her.
Are you drawn to any particular part in here?
I want to go over there.
Okay.
Oh, I can really feel my worse in here.
This is worse.
Same sort of thing, but much, much worse in here. Lower back pain, knotting stomach, shivering. That's not just cold. It's more than that. And no, I don't like it. That was a bit odd, but this is worse. This one is worse in here. I can really feel my stomach going in here. It's just knots all the way down the side, down there. I really can.
It's interesting because this is where this is the room, isn't it, Dean? Is this that you were sick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can really feel it in here. Really can. Yeah, I've just heard noises over here in what is the fireplace, and I guess that's a bread oven, I think. There's like I've just heard noises in the corner over there. It's really beginning to make me feel
Let's
ill.
get you out then, because I don't want the same
In
thing to
here.
happen to you as happened to the others in here. Let us go on forth to the next bit.
Oh God, this is bizarre. This one. I can't explain how I feel in here. This one is completely different again to both of those other two rooms. Living. This is more living, and I can feel. I've got a lot of sensation of. Sort of over here, there's like once again I can feel death here, but I think this is. We had earlier. We picked up Dorothy. This feels like it's more centred around her husband, and if they lived here, which I suppose they did, there's something that doesn't feel right about the story, because I don't think he was in charge. It doesn't feel like he was in charge. He wasn't as high up as it goes. I don't know but something. I don't know. They were captured. There was this. It's all to do with this part, and it's very, very sad. And he was. I think I don't know whether he. I think he was killed. And. It all feels tied in with her story and Dorothy's story, and it just feels terribly sad here, actually.
Let's go below to the other.
Okay, yeah.
Still to come on the Sanctuary's festive Fright Night.
That's the only way I can describe him. He's exactly like that, a bit of a buffoon, a bit of a simpleton, and I think it's him that's throwing stuff. It was behind Caroline. Jesus!
The Sanctuary. Call 0330 66 00 treble 1. The Sanctuary. Call 0330 66 00 treble 1.
It's the Sanctuary Fright Night from Dudley Castle. Hi to Jessica, who says, I love your show. Somebody else suggesting Warwick Castle. It's supposed to be very haunted. The voices in the background are telling me to text you. I'm glad that you've listened to them then. Your show scares me, seriously. Hi to Zara in Kidderminster. My lights keep dimming and I'm getting really worried. What's the worst that can happen?
Don't even make me say what I'm thinking.
Don't say anything. And hi to Alf Little from Haywood, who says, I'm sat here listening to Fright Night being totally entertained, far more than I could ever be, sitting polishing me wand from the Creaky Cauldron. Try our local pub for a Fright Night. It's full of the living dead, especially the darts team. What are you trying to say, Alf? And hi to Andy in Leicester, who says, do you know what? I can smell rum and I hardly have any sense of smell normally. Oh, there you go then. So if you do pick up on anything curious, then let me know. 87867 on the text. And also you can go onto our Facebook page. It's Caroline Martin, The Sanctuary, and do check out all of the pictures on there. And if you come across anything a little bit strange, then let me know. Lots of people asking tonight if they can join us on these Fright Nights too. I've got to say, we can't take anybody with us on the Fright Nights because there's just kind of like too many voices going on. But Dave is going to organise one at the Creaky Cauldron in Stratford-upon-Avon. So if you want to go along to one of those, then you need to contact him, and I've put the link up on our Facebook, all right? So go there, and then he'll put a night together, and we'll all go, won't we?
We will indeed.
He puts a nice spread on, really, doesn't he?
And if you're very, very good, we may do a Fright Night where you can join us.
Really?
Maybe later in the year.
Really?
I'm not saying any more than that.
Right, no Fright Night is ever complete without a vigil. So, a vigil, how would you describe it then, Laura, Dino? It's kind of, you all sit in a room, don't you?
Yeah, I think it's where we all sit in a room, there's no lights on, and it's kind of very much having to draw from the energies of the room and draw from the energies of each other and use those energies to try and contact.
A lot of it's to do with like your senses as well. You know, they say that you've got like a sixth sense, and like when you've got the lights out, it's like if you're sat in the bedroom and you turn the lights out, you sort of like pick up things that you wouldn't normally notice. And like in a vigil, we're all sat in like a circle. We've got like a bit of a space between us, like at least arm's length space between us. We just sort of like have quiet moments, or Dave will sort of like try and pick up something.
I was going to say, I think it's where we specifically ask out as well if there's anything there, whereas earlier on we were just wandering around seeing who could pick up on what. But this is a moment where we actually sit down and say, if there's anything there, please make yourself known to us.
Yeah. And so, well, with that in mind, we took a smaller group back to the Castle Museum and the spooky underground area just to see if we could get any answers to the strange things that we'd experienced all night and the names that we'd picked up on, and to see if anyone or anything would manifest itself. Right, we've come back to where we started off. We're going down in wherever you lead us, Dave. You want to be in here?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
When we came here earlier, not only did we have the woman walking across here earlier, there was a very strong religious feel around here somewhere, and this is like where they've knocked a hole between two different parts of the castle. It's like it's a joining that shouldn't be there. So what I think you've got a bit like a nexus of energy where, you know, this hole shouldn't be there, and because it shouldn't be there, you've got stuff going on all the way around it. And it was not far from here that we lead up to the checkerboard floor, which is through there, which is where it just feels odd. That whole corridor feels really odd.
Okay, so we're in the crossover bit, I guess, so to speak. Yeah.
Because as you cross, you can feel the difference. It's literally like stepping back in time, and it feels different as you go across. So let's just go through, and it's much colder. As you just walk through that hole, and it shouldn't be, but it is much, much colder. And we're in here now. We're in the dark. I hope that's somebody knocking something. There's like an orb or a light over on the ramp that goes up towards the corridor and the checkerboard. There's a light up there, and there's a figure. We're here. We've got you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be here. Going on around us. We've got the woman. I'm going to describe her as a housekeeper again. She's got keys. It's like this is her domain, very much her domain. and we shouldn't be here. She doesn't like the fact that we're here, which of course is why we are here, because what we want to do is see if we can get a bit of a reaction from her. We're in the way. We shouldn't be here. Now, it was here before that we heard the drumming.
Yeah.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to listen to see if we can hear it again now. There's certainly something there that's very low background, but I can't quite put my finger on it. But as we're stood here, despite how close we are, and we're very, very close to each other here, I can still feel my hands are getting colder and colder and colder.
If I can just ask out for everybody that's actually in this room. So we've got Dino.
Hello.
And we've got Andy.
Hello.
Laura.
Hi.
David.
Hello.
So that's it. That's all that we have in this room at the minute.
Bright flash just behind you, Laura. Just tiny little, but really bright flash just behind you, above your right shoulder, I think. Did you hear that?
What was
Something
that?
being
That
thrown.
was something being thrown. That sounded like...
That was not just something being thrown.
That
was
felt
also
like something hit the floor. It was like a stone, or maybe it was glass. Or because earlier on we had glass that was... We picked bits of glass up as well, didn't we?
We did.
Was it down here, Andy?
No, it was a bit further on.
Right.
Did you hear that knock? There was a knock then. It sounded like a. Is it a wooden ramp that goes up to the next part?
It is.
Okay, it sounded like to me it was like a footstep on the ramp. I think that we have that simple character that we had earlier, the chap. He's here, and I think he's on the ramp, and I think he's waiting for us to go up. So let's go up and see if we can find him.
Don't you feel like something's pushing you back? What was it?
That looked like a face that came around the corner just there. That's the noise. That's exactly the noise.
That's the noise that you heard down there.
That was a footstep there. Let's go on. This is the really freaky bit as we go around the corner.
There's a real draft coming through here.
Absolutely. Okay, you ready? Let's go on a bit further.
It's like you're being pushed back almost.
It is.
It's like you're walking on the moon.
It's like really hard work, isn't it, to get through? Was that somebody?
Is that somebody walking on something?
Like
a crackle.
No.
Okay, let's go through to the checkerboard room. And this is the checkerboard floor where we can see where it goes into the two parts. And this was where we wanted to go.
Yeah.
Did we leave the door open when we came in here last time?
I just had a whine.
A whiny noise,
Yeah.
yeah. There's somebody or something, and I'm going to say something at the moment because I'm not quite sure what it is, behind you, Caroline. We've got a... behind you, there is, I can see just above your head, because I know obviously you're kneeling on the floor now, but just above your head, I can see another face just behind you.
Looking like what?
Actually, it looks like an old woman, but it's the height of a little girl. It looks like an old woman. Oh, is there a disfigurement?
If there's a woman behind me, and you could, because I'm kneeling down, so what is she?
She's really short, and there's strange lights on the floor around you as well. I almost want to say she's a really short woman, because it doesn't look like she's hunched over. It doesn't look like she's anything like that at all. She's just a very, very, very short, but very, very old face. It's almost like a witch face. Something that I felt all over this building as we've gone around in different parts in the tower. I think the thing that has come back to me time and time again is the word witch, time and time again, where I was the woman who was accused of being a witch in the tower. There's like a ritualistic, religious sort of thing that isn't completely Christian aspect to parts of it as well. And this area here has a similar sort of a feel. There's a very strange energy and feel about it that is really quite unnerving me. Behind me, we have the partition wall that blocks us off from the other half of this room. I know the wall is there, but it feels like it's open, and it really feels like there are people standing against that wall or just the other side of it who are watching everything we do, and they're not happy.
Who just coughed? Did someone just cough?
We're not alone in this room. There's absolutely...
Distinctly heard somebody cough in another room. Like it sounded like it was coming from another room. Like it was a woman's cough.
Very quiet.
Yeah. Is there a room behind where you are, David?
No,
it's just solid wall. There is something right by you.
Yeah.
And do you know, it also, I've got to say, it doesn't feel particularly pleasant either.
No, it's unnerving here.
Yeah. What's that?
What's that?
What's that? Did you hear that? Behind you, Caroline.
Yeah, well,
Where's Karen? Oh,
I'm here. But something went
It was
behind
like
me.
little things behind you,
Yeah.
like little stones or something hitting the floor behind you.
Can anyone else see these green flashes, or is it just because we're
I
in the
can
dark?
see them. No, I can see
It's like
the
a
flashes.
I keep seeing like a flickering.
Yeah. Well, this is like just a green, bright green flash, but only tiny.
Is it tiny? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just
Yeah.
seen it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't know about everybody else being cold, but I'm absolutely boiling over here.
Really?
not pleasant,
Freezing.
either.
Freezing.
Oh my God! There was another one up there, and it was so
It
bright.
was really bright. I saw that.
Are you
before.
near me? Because somebody just blew in my face.
No, I'm next to you.
And I'm the other side of Dean. There's nobody near you. Laura, you're right.
Yeah.
That flash wasn't green. Is there something up there, David?
Oh, again, there, again.
Yeah, just above
Absolutely.
you. Just look above where Dave would be.
Again, did you see that?
Yes. What was that?
What is it?
Whatever it is to my right is now blowing distinctly down my ear.
He's really. I know I've asked him to come forward and to
Is this
make his
that
presence
man,
known.
Dave, do you
Yeah,
think?
he's really trying to get your attention. He doesn't like you. He really doesn't like you.
Have you sensed him before, David?
In the building, yes.
Who is it? Can you describe him, David?
The time period is about right. It's about the early 1100s.
David, we had that name Joan, didn't we, or John down there?
Yeah.
Which you said didn't. There's nobody there. It didn't belong there.
No.
It's different time periods though. The cottages are much more recent than this.
No, I realise that, but I mean, can they? If he wasn't connected there, and if he was outside,
Oh,
would they?
yes, possibly. I mean, it might be even that the figure that Carol saw that she thought was a security guard might have been this character.
Can we just ask David to fill us in?
John de Butlier, as his name is, he basically was put in charge of the castle while the Baron was away at the Holy Crusades fighting.
Is he French?
Pardon?
Was he French?
Yes.
I wonder if that's why I was hearing so.
And literally, while he was away, he literally took over ownership. But as soon as the Baron returned from the Holy Crusades, he took everything back and he left him as nothing more than a servant. So literally, he is always angry that he was never allowed the status he deserved.
This is going to sound really strange, but I'm really struggling to keep my eyes open. Feels like, I don't know, like someone wants me to shut my eyes.
The other name that I've got that I've had on and off throughout the evening, but I've struggled with, is Beaumont. Is that
Dorothy.
Is that Dorothy?
Captain.
Oh.
Yeah, Dorothy Beaumont.
So this John is the guy that we is he the guy that we've seen with the beard?
He has got a beard. He's got a pointed beard.
Could he be the one that I sort of saw when I was with you, Andy, as we were walking back down the corridor out of here again? He just looks like I want it not even mischievous, because there doesn't seem to be fun in him. It's not.
This guy is different to the mischievous one. The mischievous one is I can only describe him as a sort of like the faithful sidekick out of Blackadder. That's the only way I can describe him. He's exactly like that, a bit of a buffoon, a bit of a simpleton, and I think it's him that's throwing stuff. What was that? Did you hear that? It was like metal scraping. It was behind Caroline. Jesus!
Oh my God, what was that?
What is that,
That's clothing that's come off.
Jesus. Sorry if I grabbed you anywhere.
Sat in my lap.
Did you move then to knock it?
Oh, Dave.
Should we just called it a night then?
Is there anywhere else that you need to go, Dave?
This was the area I wanted to come in because of him.
You know when we walked into that crossover area.
Should we go back there?
Yeah.
See if we can pick anything up more about her.
Bloody hell.
Maybe John as well.
Bloody hell.
The Sanctuary. Call 0330 6600 1. Step out of your comfort zone and in to the Sanctuary.
It's our festive Fright Night from Dudley Castle. Oh, thank you for all your comments. I'm at a loss for breath now. When you listen back to all of this, it's amazing the different things that you pick up on that you hadn't realised at the time.
Well, it's things that we picked up on and we thought, oh, there's that bit there, and there was this, and then Laura said to me, oh, did you hear that bit there? And I thought, oh, right, we'll go back and listen. Half of the stuff that's in there, we've not noticed until we've had text come in or Facebook messages come in. It's bizarre.
But it's good that you're kind of like listening along and pointing things out to us as well. That's fantastic. And thanks for all your comments about photos. Even the photos, we put up another photo album tonight, and people are noticing people being... You've noticed people being hung, haven't you?
Well, there was a message on the Facebook that said, I think I've seen someone, sort of a hanging figure, and I think it's number 48 on the new pictures that we've put on. And if you look carefully, now, being the skeptic, I'm going to say, well, it's like when you stare at clouds, you can make a cloud look like a creature, whatever. But when you look at it, it does look like a monk that's been hung. It's bizarre. I'm not talking about a hung monk. I mean a monk that has been hung. It's a bit... I don't know.
As we say, we do this for your entertainment, okay? We're not trying to prove anything here. We go out and we do these, and all of your opinions and all of your feedback is magnificent. And it worries you going home now, though, doesn't it? Because I'm thinking, oh dear, what am I going to be looking for on the way home? Or what's going to sort of like pop up on the way home?
Laura's got that look of, can I stay here the night, please?
I did consider it.
But at least you two, it's got you out of doing 10 things that you didn't know this time last week, or your new edition of Fact Off. But I'd like to say now, while there are witnesses, you can do it tomorrow instead. All right? You've had 2 weeks off, so we'll resume. Normal progress and normal broadcast resumes tomorrow.
Who controls your knobs?
You do.
Who answers your phones?
Laura does.
Should we not bother tomorrow, love?
Nah.
Tell you what.
I mean, if there was no show,
why don't you...
who would be needed to do the knobs? Who would be needed to answer the phones? Again, I say, tomorrow, it's Fact Off. 5 from each, if you please.
Do you know what I would
so
love?
Much.
I would love more than anything the first Fact Off of 2011, presented by our very own Caroline Martin. Hands up.
What
who would
an
like that?
idea.
I can...
That's one vote from me, one vote from Laura.
Who is more reluctant to do the Fact Off tomorrow?
Text 87867. Who should do the Fact Off, Laura and I? Or Caroline Martin on her own? 87867.
That doesn't work.
Sorry, that's her. There we are. That's her microphone close.
I'm quite happy to do facts, but it's going to have to be me against someone else. Okay, me against you, Dean. Laura's the judge.
Damn it! Just do the final part of the Fright Night. Get this over and done with. I want to go home.
Right then, you ready?
No.
We ended our festive Fright Night at Dudley Castle by carrying out a vigil in one of the rooms deep under the castle grounds. Now, we'd been followed throughout the night by the spirits of a little girl, a strange man who we think had been throwing things at us. We'd been plagued by strange noises and we wanted answers. Now, with Dudley Castle guide David on hand to explain who these people were, we ended our Fright Night with a bang. Is there anywhere else that you need to go, Dave?
This was the area I wanted to come in because of him.
You know when we walked into that crossover area?
Should we go back there?
Yeah.
See if we can pick anything up more about her. Completely disappointed. Oh!
The door slamming shut.
No matter how many times, always gets.
Did you wet yourself?
Oh, it's not funny.
Can nobody on Fright Nights close a door quietly?
She's in here.
There it is again, that drum.
That drumming.
Yes.
But it was as if it was from there. It was
Yes.
that close.
Listen. What is that noise? Did you hear that? It was like a ball bouncing on the floor.
All right, everyone stay still.
What's the other side of this door? A room. The door's about to be yanked open. You're going to be pulled into it.
Yes. There's something up there. What's above us, David?
Solid stone ceiling.
So what could that be?
It's something under the side of the door.
It is.
Which door? This
Oh,
door?
I really don't want to go
It
in
is.
there.
It's the other side of the door.
Can we get in that door? What is that?
Shall we go in? Storeroom, isn't it? But there was somebody in here. There was somebody in here.
If there was somebody in here, they're still in here, aren't they?
It smells funny in here.
It
Oh,
does
it smells
Yeah,
horrible.
really funny in here.
This smells.
Is this a wooden floor?
That was the
That's
noise.
That was the
That's
noise.
the noise from a room that nobody else is in.
It was a
Yeah.
that sort of noise.
Oh gosh.
It's just a picture. It's just a
Scary
picture.
pictures, though.
Oh
Did someone just touch me?
no. What was it?
Was that you?
I'm
Where-
right over here. I can't touch
no.
it.
Caroline Smart, where are you, Laura?
I'm to your right. Did you just touch my hand?
To your right.
Didn't like
I'm to your left. Sorry.
No.
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 You didn't touch my
No,
hand.
no, no,
Something
no.
just
No,
grabbed
no,
my.
no.
Something touched my hand.
Okay.
Like tried to grab
Can
my
you just
finger.
put the lights on again? So I can...
That happened to Carol when we first came in, didn't it? She sensed that little girl.
Something definitely just tried to grab my fingers.
Well, when we first got here into the museum bit, Carol felt a little girl grab her hand.
Yeah.
But there's been a lot of names that have come through tonight, so we need to try and, if David can give us some more information. We've had
The little girl.
the little girl.
So that was the little girl that we were just talking about.
We've
Right.
touched on the John that you picked up on. There was the Dorothy.
Dorothy Beaumont.
Yeah. What was the Francis?
Her husband.
Husband. Okay.
Just to go back to the checkerboard room, the haggard witch-like creature that you saw. There is an old lady that's often seen in there called Alice. Alice probably dates back to about the Victorian times, when there was a big gala, a big festival here, and literally.
Oh.
You have gone queer.
Hang on. Dressed in sackcloth.
Yes.
And that's what you picked up
That's,
on in
that's
that room.
right. She was like a little
Was-
woman in with like sandally, slippery type things on her feet.
Yes.
That's who I saw.
Yes. That's Alice.
But she's not from Victorian times.
When do you see her?
I think she's much earlier.
The problem was that the fancy dress party at this gala took place in Victorian times, but when they came to draw her as a winner, she totally disappeared. So she may well have been here earlier.
Yeah, I think she was much earlier.
No, the young girl you were
Yes.
talking about, yeah. It's believed that she fell pregnant very, very young, and to hide the shame, they actually kept her at the cottage, and they wouldn't let her go.
Do you know how old she would have been?
Probably about 12.
That's what I said to you.
Yeah,
about being
exactly that.
undercroft.
Exactly that.
And literally, one day the father couldn't bear it any longer and took a knife, sliced her across the belly,
Caroline,
So I got that
you
chain
said
and
that
the,
you-
yeah, and the blood.
the blood.
and then took her out to the bathhouse and disposed of her.
Oh, that's why I said it's charnel house. Oh.
When he couldn't deal with the agony of her being there any longer.
And when we went down to the cottage as well, Carol picked up on this character that had killed somebody and shaken them and cut them and had escaped and kept telling her to get away from the tunnel.
Yes.
And of course, behind the cottage, there is that tunnel.
Yes.
That's no wonder you had stomach pains.
I don't feel like we're alone.
No.
No.
When you were talking, you looked. He looked strange. Your face changed.
Yes.
You weren't, and you still aren't the same now. I don't know if it's just the light, but you just still. You don't look like David.
No.
Are we getting out of here now?
Yes.
It's another sanctuary fright night.
Little girl here.
I've just seen the curtains move upstairs. In that room, the curtains have just twitched.
I know there's a child here.
Well, I keep thinking of his blood.
I just can't protect anyone. I'm finding it difficult enough to look after
I don't
myself.
feel like here. My knees are going now.
Dean, are you okay? You've been sick.
She's being dragged.
I'm not going back in.
Something's just hit me in the back.
Quite glad when I can finally lock the door.
Are we getting out of here now?
It looks like the kind of building that you'd cook children in a Hansel and Gretel story.
There's something weird. I came round to take a picture back up the tower, and there was this kind of hiss.
Stay away from my tunnel, he said. You're not going over there. That's mine.
She's been chased, trapped, cornered, tormented. I'm only hearing witch.
And I think she's been murdered.
God, I've hit me funny bone.
Gets you every time, Mal. Gets you every time. Sorry about that, everyone.
Oh, flipping heck. Right, well, oh dear. I'd like to say now a massive thank you to everyone at Dudley Castle for allowing us to take our Fright Night investigation to the tower, the cottage and the manor house and the grounds of that amazing venue. And a big thank you also to our sidekicks, Dave Matthews from Stratford-upon-Avon and also Carol Lyle from Tamworth. It was her first one and hopefully she'll be back for many more. Thanks, Dino, for putting it all together. You've done a marvellous job.
You're more than welcome.
And thank you very much, Laura, too, for coming along and giving it that extra bit of charm. And, oh, what was that? It was amazing. But thank you very much to all of you tonight that have listened and that have made the comments on our photos and given you comments on the text and the Facebook as well. And here is to the next one on, hopefully, Valentine's night.
Step out of your comfort zone and in to the